Oh, that's an easy one. What's my favorite food?
Sushi.
Yes, one look at me and you'd realize that I have many favorite foods. That's the problem that I have.
And I would say Belgian fries, because the Belgian fries are better than the French fries, I have to admit it.
It's what I refer to as the dad burger. It's what I make, it's the hamburger or the cheeseburger that I make for my family at home. Secret recipe.
Shish kebabs, yeah, all sorts of fish tao, shish kebab. That's what I grew up on.
I'm a potato guy.
Picking a tomato, sprinkle some salt on it, and it tastes like dessert.
Being a Memphis guy, barbecue is probably one of my favorite.
Lentils. Spanish lentils stew, the best. It's my grandmother's dish and I loved it. I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. I love the memories.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm embarrassed to say French fries came to my mind first because you just did like one of those, what is it? I'd like to say it was like avocados and lettuce, but it probably is French fries.
I mean, cheesecake, hands down.
Really simple. Lasagna or tacos.
Same time.
Yeah, together.
The one thing that I will always order would be branzino.
My favorite food, don't laugh, Catherine, is actually sweet corn.
And the name of your car?
Maize.
See, this is serious.
The vision for Flagship in agriculture is pretty simple. There is no version of a sustainable human civilization without a sustainable food system. So let's build that.
It was very clear to me and to Nubar that the areas where we could make an impact in agricultural technologies was in seeds and plant breeding, because biotech plays a big role there. Second, crop protection, which is the therapeutics of plants. And the third part was digital. We were very early on into that space, trying to build this systems-based approach. It's very motivated and mission-driven. It's a unique environment where there is no limitation to your imagination to create and build companies.
The enormous leverage that we get from the knowledge that has been created in our pharmaceutical companies at Flagship, Moderna and the dozens and dozens of others phenomenal platforms that have been established. Taking that into agriculture has been a massive accelerator, and farming is by far the largest sector on this planet. And unfortunately also the vast majority of the global poor, which is about 1 billion people as you well know, are also farmers. Then we can do the same amount of calorie production in highly nutrient ways by the end of this decade on 30% less land than we need today.
Going to the very beginning of the food chain, which is seeds, which is genetics, is the way to actually set the tone for the whole industry. We design the seeds so they can significantly increase the productivity while taking the less land, less fertilizer.
Our toolbox is pretty sophisticated. We are able to do multiple genes at the same time and multiple type of modifications and edits. So this is pretty advanced, and because of that we can have the ambition that comes in our products of having 20% yield increase or reducing the nitrogen that we put on our crops by 40%.
We just don't have 200 years, 300 years, 400 years to wait to solve the problem. Climate change is happening yesterday, today. Every single problems of the farmers, of the society that related to crops, every single geography, and every single crop, we won't stop.
If you're going to make our food system more sustainable, you really have to solve 3 things. It's got to be better for the environment, it's got to be profitable for growers, and you have to produce foods that are more nutritious and, in better service of humanity. The food system that we need and that our kids deserve requires you to figure out all 3. So we spend a lot of time thinking about that.
I think the beauty of the ag system is it's perfectly situated to make huge leaps forward. We create value, which is our business, but we do it in a way that can have tremendously positive impact on the planet.
Safety first.
Yeah. No. You're 30.
Yeah. 35.
So we have multiple companies that are going after different parts of the value chain in ag, whether that be storing carbon in soil, whether that be improving yields through microbes, whether that be editing seeds and making much, much better seeds using software and data to figure out what's the best thing to plant, where and why. And we are native life science people. We understand the science. We are at the cutting edge, pushing the envelope in every aspect of life science research, application in human health. And all of that know-how, the data, the experience applies equally to other living systems, otherwise known as plants.
CIBO's mission has been to really be the software platform that mobilizes sustainable or regenerative agriculture at scale. The challenge in scaling regenerative agriculture is really at two sides of the network. What we do there is we put these programs in front of the growers and give them choice and let them pick the programs that are best for them. We help them understand their emissions, plan the reductions, and then deliver those reductions through our grower partner network, that full end-to-end capability that solves their Scope 3 problem.
So Invaio is a company that's focused on solving some of the most significant challenges in agriculture as it relates to crop protection. Today, given the levels of global food production necessary to feed the planet, there's over 3 billion tons of pesticides that are actually applied on agricultural crops annually all around the world. And the negative impact of that is that you have residues of pesticides found in soils and getting into the waterways all around the world. So the challenge is, how can we provide the right level of food production while at the same time reducing the amount of chemical pesticides being used? Through a combination of innovation around the biological active ingredient, and you combine that with an improved delivery system, we're actually able to make products that are efficacious and are easy drop-in replacements for chemicals. The unique thing that Invaio is bringing to the table is that we are leveraging the learnings from human health bioplatforms, similar to what you find in a vaccine. There's an active ingredient, and it's necessary to have some type of delivery system to ensure that active gets to the source within the human body in order to provide the protection. We can't just use the sustainable alternatives in fruits and vegetables. It needs to be used in corn and soy and wheat, and we need to be able to do that not just in markets like the United States and Europe. We need to make these products accessible all around the world.
At Invaio, we're really thinking about the whole crop systems, not only about the pests and diseases. Our bioactives are designed to control the disease and the pest in a specific targeted way, and also environmental friendly. We currently have promising candidates to control a variety of diseases for vegetables and row crops. And that will helping us to improve the sustainability of millions of acres.
That's going to be in the
Indigo is a revolutionary company that instead of adding things to the soil that help plants grow but destroy biodiversity, we make these microbes that go into the soil and they can help plants fight stress. That could be drought, it could be disease, it could be fungus, it could be anything. And historically you treat those things by putting chemicals on, but that ultimately affects the natural microbiome in the soil, the diversity. There's billions of bacteria in your gut, and there's billions of bacteria in a cup full of soil. We go out into fields and we look for plants that have survived really stressful conditions, and we look at what's living inside that plant. We just take those microbes, we replicate them, and we add them to the soil. We put this on, the plants lay down a lot more roots. It's harder to pull the plant up. It's a beautiful symbiosis. What we looked at is what practice changes can you make to how you farm to allow you to sink more carbon while you're farming. And ideally, when you sink more carbon, you save water, you make healthier soil, and you can grow better crops. And so half of our business are these microbes that you can add to the soil. The other half of our business is teaching farmers these practices to allow them to sink more carbon. We quantify it for them and help the farmer issue a carbon credit. We've paid well over $10 million to farmers to date, and we're the world leader in nature-based certified carbon credits.
I'm a 8th generation family farmer running the wheat products, soybeans, and most recently corn as well. The actual microbial product really worked on our farm since we're 100% non-irrigated, and real sandy river ground, it's very beneficial to our operation. I spend a lot less time on the tractor, which is good for family life and the diesel bill. I would say a third less diesel than we did 10 years ago.
Farmers are in the interesting position where most of the products that they go to purchase, they're really going to an end retailer, and they've sort of seen things promised for years on end without any real rapid delivery of solutions, right? They're also very cautious, and they like to try things in little pieces. I think that our technology is going to really change the way that the whole system operates, because instead of having to wait 10 to 15 years from the time where they recognize a problem to when they can get a solution, we hopefully should be able to bring that in a much shorter period of time.
We're seeing a convergence of synthetic biology with artificial intelligence that is a dramatic accelerator. And that's what puts us ahead of the competition that is basically trying to defend today's agricultural system with the tools of the past.
One of the most beautiful reasons that people join Flagship is really simple. People are here to change the world. If you work with an amazing team and you're committed to working on things that have a shot at doing just that, it's amazing what can happen.
Great exciting time for us because all the work that we have been done over these many years now are coming, and they are making an impact. Now we have all these companies, we are benefiting farmers, we are benefiting society, and this is the beginning.